Hello. It's been a while, so it might take us a little bit to get into,
It's been a while.
hello, welcome to...
And read another chapter.
And it is Anne-Tober, or it's actually the announcement for Anne-Tober. We are doing this with my mom and Bestamore, Shatona Havoc, over at her channel. And, well, October's just awesome. It's her birthday month. And Anne.
And
Anne. Especially since we have a Anne birthday theme going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So we needed to do an Anne-Tober. So I'm wearing my shirt. She is wearing her shirt, but we'll have a different up close thing. But it's really pretty. Mine just is very...
Anne-Tober. It's me. And obviously mine says I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers, because who wouldn't want to live in a world with Octobers? Or without Octobers?
And if that happened, you wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
So you're saying we don't want to live in a world without Euphemias.
Or Octobers.
Okay. Alright, well let's get into what we're talking about here. We are talking about this. It is a printable that you can find on Shatona's channel, because I'm not sure how to link it up here. So, go there. She's got it. She's got it all figured out. She's techie that way. Me, I am not. But she did say books, and so we jumped at it. So, alright. There is like a bingo board with your free-for-all, free square. So, technically, there are 8 prompts that you can participate in. So, we also have books that we want to read, maybe a few recommendations, the shirts that we're wearing, this, and all of like the extra merchandise and things that you can get are going to be all at Shatona's channel, because, like I just said, she's good and techie that way. Here are some of the prompts for Anne-Tober. Call Me Anne with an E, a book starting with the letter E. Kindred Spirits. If you liked, you'll like... I suppose it was a romantic way to perish. Somebody dies in that book. Or somebody dies in that book that you're going to read. I love a book that makes me cry. And for that, you're going to want a real tearjerker.
In the free square, which is just, I'm so glad we live in a world with Anne-Tobers. Graveyard of Buried Hopes, a spooky
State that
book.
all over again.
Okay. Graveyard of Buried Hopes, a spooky book. No mistakes, a character gets a fresh start. When your imaginations come true, sci-fi or fantasy. Life is worth living as long as there's a laugh in it. A comedy. He's like, what?
Okay, so now we're going to go into some of the books that we have chosen. Some that we're like, hey, maybe this would be a good book to recommend for you all. Alright, we're going to start with books that start with an E. Okay, I have a couple of recommendations. One is Each Little Bird That Sings. It is the story of a girl that works in a funeral home. She kind of writes the obituaries. So this could also fulfill a prompt of somebody dies. If you're not like maybe into mysteries or anything, this might fit that prompt even better. Or, I don't know, mark off 2. So if you're not like a big reader, mark off 2. So this is Each Little Bird That Sings by Deborah Wiles. It's a very sweet book. I love this one. I have an option to read The 11th Hour by Michael Phillips. This is World War II, The Secret of the Rose. And yes, it's The 11th Hour, but we're not counting the.
The and a... Yeah.
I'm just not doing it. But I actually wanted to reread these. These were a favorite of mine in high school. And I just really want to start the series again. So this might be the kick that I need, and it would be really good winter reading. So that's an idea that I have. I'll show you another one that I have. This is another one that I have. It's called Every Falling Star, and it's the true story of how I survived and escaped North Korea. This is one that I've been wanting to do.
John.
I also have a October note for it, so maybe it was like read the shelf for October one year. What?
Why are you on this side?
That's just how it works. And then I needed an option for audiobooks, especially because I do some cleaning and things like that. And so actually at first I was having a really hard time finding a book that started with the letter E. So I went to my Goodreads and I looked at all the books that I had wanted to read. One of them that is on Libby is Every Note Played by Lisa Genova, who wrote Still Alice, that I really liked. And Every Note in Still Alice, it's this brilliant scientist that gets Alzheimer's. And I believe in Every Note Played, it is about a musician that gets Lou Gehrig's disease, I believe, if I recall correctly. ALS. He gets ALS and his entire right arm is paralyzed. So maybe that's not Lou Gehrig's. But anyway, he's the top musician and he gets this disease. So that's my options for E. Either I will probably do the 11th Hour or Every Note Played. I'm not really sure which at this point. Depends on the month.
I also have 3 different ones. I have Elephants Can't Remember by Agatha Christie. It's another
Hercule
Poirot. I want to say it correctly, but I never do. So there's one. That's if I want
Which
mystery.
fits the spooky month. Get over it a little bit. You're like way over there.
Yes, I know, but I hate being scooched up to people because it gives me...
The heebie-jeebies.
Yes, it does. I also have Emily of New Moon.
Which would give an Ellen Montgomery element to this.
Yeah. So there is that one. And then I also have Everard by my grandmother, because this is one that I have not read of hers, and it
Starts with the letter
It does
E.
start with the letter E because I was kind of running out of options. This is so water damaged. I need to get a new one.
We found it at a thrift store.
I know. It's so water
To
damaged.
Madison.
I don't know who Madison is.
We don't know who
but-
Madison is, but we found it at a thrift store, and we felt like my mom made it somewhere when we found her books at the thrift store.
Yeah, but like, it's so water damaged. Like, you can barely open the book. And it's just like... I am so sorry, book. But this one... Oh, wait, hold on. It says, Madison, beware fire-breathing dragons. It has dragons in it.
But then it goes down the drain.
It has dragons in it. I have been into the dragons lately. I have been into anything...
Fire-breathing animal.
Yeah. Anything fantasy, which I think this is. Obviously, because it has dragons in it. Oh my goodness, this poor book.
So what she's saying is Poirot is awesome, but dragons are even cooler. So
So this one, those are the 3 options that I have chosen.
I have a hair in
I'm
my
starting.
shirt.
I'm gonna do
Wait,
Everard.
stop. Because then I gotta take this out because I got a hair.
I'm probably gonna start. Oh, I'm probably gonna start with Everard, and then if not, or then when I finish it, then.
Okay, but we have like 29 minutes left on the thing. So
Okay.
then the next thing that is, if you liked, you'll like. So there is a website. I don't know how my mom planned on doing this. I don't know if we ever actually talked about it, to be honest.
Hold on.
But you can do this. It's called What Should I Read Next? And so I decided to put in A Gentleman in Moscow. And I was like, okay, let's see. I really liked that one. And in October, I'm going to kind of want something reflective. Let's see what you suggest. They suggested News of the World, which is one that I've actually been wanting to read, and I'm pretty sure I know where it is. Maybe. That was one. They recommended Killers of the Flower Moon, which I have read, and I did like it. It's just very disturbing. Last Days of Night by Graham Moore. Loved that book. You should really read that book. Mom, if you're seeing this, you really should read that book. Very good. It recommended The Underground Railroad, which is like a literal railroad. So I guess it would be like a little sci-fi-y. Recommended Commonwealth by Anne Patchett, Washington Black, The Little Paris Bookshop, Beartown. I do not want to read Beartown. Anyway, it's recommended a lot of different things. Some of them I have seen and like, oh, okay, that's something that I would really enjoy. So The Summer Before the War. I did read that. So, based on this, I think I'm gonna go with the news of the world. We did end up watching the movie before reading the book, and I really did enjoy the movie. So, I think I'm gonna go with that. The news of the world.
Okay, so I actually have a couple of different ones. I have the...
She put in Hunger Games, so if you like Hunger Games, what do they recommend?
The Divergent. October, then it'll either be the second Nevermore book, which is Wondersmith. It's really hard to see because the bed is covering it. Or
You have options there.
yeah, I have multiple options here. Oh, the 100 series is also the next one. I'm currently listening to the first one. I only got to chapter 2. That's fine.
What did you say?
The 100.
Yeah, you said, oh my god.
And I said, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, that's not what it sounded like.
Oh.
At all.
Okay. Well, so I have the 100, but I've only gotten to...
They also recommended, I think, Lord of the Flies, and that's something but that's probably something you'll get done before October.
Yeah, probably, because I have to do that paper on it.
I thought that would have done
Oh,
coffee.
I'll spell it coffee. So there's that. Yeah, those are like the only ones that thank you. Those are the only ones that I really have that are similar, or if you like blah, then you like.
If you like, you may like. Yeah. Okay, let's
Alrighty,
move on
tidy.
because we want to make sure that we have enough things. I suppose it was a romantic way to perish. Someone dies. Any mystery you pick up at this point, unless it's a cozy mystery, somebody's probably dead in there. Just saying. But I'm going to choose this one that I just picked up. My sons have really been enjoying Another One Bites the Dust. And I saw this at the bookstore where my sister works, and I picked it up mainly just for them. But it also sounded like a really fun October read. Just something simple and lighthearted. And so I grabbed it for that. And I had credit that I needed to use up.
Crust.
Another One Bites the Crust.
I don't understand those.
I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm going to choose for Someone Dies.
Right. So I just finished the Good Girls Guide to Murder book a couple days before we came back from vacation. I will get to the second one before October, obviously. I should have picked it up by now, but I'm just trying to finish all their books. But then the next one will be As Good as Dead, which is the last one. So there is that. So, but I'm also scared for this because there's a lot of plot twists in here, and I'm like, oh no.
Okay. Battery.
Yeah. So, and then I also have the Fever Code, the Kill Order or the Fever Code, which I know will probably be sad because this series is sad.
So we're on Tearjerker?
Yep.
Okay, what did you choose for Tearjerker?
Under the Magnolias because it sounds like a tearjerker because I just read the first tiny paragraph. Austin Foster is barely a teenager when her mama dies giving birth to twins.
That works.
That will make me cry. That will make me cry. Easily.
So I went for Jennifer Nielsen does a really good job of writing strong, or what ends up, I guess, as strong characters, usually in a situation that kind of chokes me up. So I really liked The Divided something. I can't remember. A Night Divided. I really liked Words on Fire.
Beautiful.
That was great. And so I have Rescue. And it could be that one. I don't know if this would be a tearjerker or not. This is Until Tomorrow, Mr. Marsworth.
He dies at the end. It's gonna be a tearjerker.
He dies at the end? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just guessing he does. He's old.
If it's a letters though, what is the last letter gonna be?
Oh.
Jump to the back, and I do not need a spoiler alert, but I'm actually going to see if I can find this as an audiobook, because I think if they get 2 voices to do the letters, I think that'll be really good.
A spooky book. Well, because one is free scribble. A spooky book. I have 3 different options.
Graveyard of Buried Hopes.
I have Dracula or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde. Probably Dracula. I've already read Frankenstein, so that doesn't count. The Phantom of the Opera. That one will be a tearjerker. That one could be a tearjerker as well.
Oh, it's
Or
spooky.
Phantom.
I just need to monitor some of that.
Yeah. All right. So that's what I have. For
I did Jamie Joe right. Indiana. Yeah. This one's in Michigan, but it has Indiana vibes. And Indiana tends to be the home of a lot of horror stories, especially involving corn. So I was like, this will work. This will be my spooky book. And Jamie Jo Wright does a good job with the spooky, but in a way that I can handle. Okay, no mistakes. A character gets a fresh start.
Alright, I have 2 different ones. The Secret Keepers of Old Depot Grove. Not Grove. I keep saying Grove. Or Love and a Little White Lie. I've read like the first couple chapters, and I probably won't like this book. But she moves away from her old town to get a fresh new start. So,
What about the other one?
The Secret Keepers of Old Depot Grocery.
I've heard a lot of people like this one.
Sarah Ashby returns to her childhood home, determined to finally show her dream of running the family business alongside her mother and grandmother. Fresh new start.
I have The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict. She wrote The Other Einstein, and I really enjoyed that. And I really think I'm going to like this one. So this is about a girl who takes over the JP Morgan's, the Vanderbilt is the Pepper Basham one. This one takes over JP Morgan's library, and she kind of is the librarian for that. And not many people know that she's black. So we have 4 minutes left.
Alright.
So that's going to be mine.
Sci-fi or fantasy, I'm choosing Fourth Wing. Look at that shiny cover.
That won't be finished by October.
I don't know. I'm probably going to wait until October to do it because, I do have a lot of fantasy. But I don't know. Depending if I get to this or not, Fourth Wing, Gregor the Overlander, or Howl's Moving Castle. Those are the 3 that I'm choosing.
One of those.
Yep.
Options. Do you like options?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do fantasy and I don't do sci-fi, so this was really fun to do. I do have one fantasy. No, I have one sci-fi on my shelf, and that is No Space Like Home. This is by a dear friend that has passed away. This is No Place Like Home, Wizard of Oz in space. That's all I know.
Alright.
Last one.
Comedy, I'm going to choose a series of unfortunate events one.
I'm still sporting Anne-Tober shirt. But the battery ran out on the camera, so we couldn't finish up the video. So it's just me, because I need this video to go up. But I have the last book that I have chosen for the Anne-Tober prompts. This is funny. This is Elizabeth Peters' The Mummy Case. I have not finished that, and it seems like a very good month to do it. And if you know anything about the Amelia Peabody books, then you know that they are hilarious. So this will be my choice. My mother, Shatona, will be visiting Indiana here in the next month or so, in October. So we are going to try to do a live while she's here. Just know that I have like siblings moving, we have a 16th birthday party, life can happen, internet can be crazy. That one especially has been fun. So we'll see what we can do. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check Shatona's out, or if you're from Shatona, hello. I'm #1 daughter in multiple ways, and humble too. I get that from my father. And yeah, we're just glad to have you on board, and it's very exciting. Don't forget, the description box below has like the printable, all the other things. You're going to want to check it out below. So until next time, have another cup of coffee and read another chapter.